Hello, welcome, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. So, I am George and I run a fitness business called Lifestyle with Fitness Coaching because I'm a fitness coach. I'm a lot more than that. However, now is not the time to get into that. The time now is for us to understand and be aware of our environment, our surroundings, and what we are able to do at these times of restriction, these times of, shall we say, scarcity. Don't know if that's the best word, but times that we don't have access to normal recreational expenditure. So meaning that if you go to a gymnasium, if you go to a fitness establishment, if it's a big space gym, if it's a boutique hit gym, if it's a spit and sawdust hardcore bodybuilding gym, if it's a track and field, if it is your own personal home gym, well, maybe you do have access. However, normally right now, because we are now faced with the pandemic and the COVID-19, we are now forced into self-isolation. Now here in the UK, we're just over 3 weeks in, and the lift of the lockdown is not going to be anytime soon. Could possibly be in the next 3 weeks, but we're not really sure. However, being a fitness professional, I've done a series of videos, all different, and they all cater for all different types of levels, and I've placed them on all different platforms. So where you might be seeing this is most definitely on my YouTube. Thank you for watching, and thanks for subscribing if you haven't. Please do. You might see it on my pages, so my Facebook page, I'll put it on that. Instagram page, possibly would see it on that. And also, if you're a client of mine, or you're just coming on board as a client of mine, or you're just looking at the free content that I've got on my PT Hub, you might be watching that here. So, hi, I'm George. I'm that guy behind the screen. And what I'm going to do today, you can see that there is a chair there. Now, you may not have the same chair. You may have something completely different. However, that's my outdoor chair that I'm going to use for the purpose of this instructional video. And this is the do try this at home. However, I'm going to go from pretty damn basic to quite advanced. And if you're not able to go kind of middle ground to advanced, then that's your challenge. So I leave you with that challenge. And if you do follow on with that challenge and you wouldn't mind sharing it with me, send your video back, DM me, we'll link up, we'll converse, we'll get some relationship rapport going, and then send me your vids, and then I can have a look and celebrate. I was going to say critique and all that, but who the hell am I to critique? You're doing it. That's what it's about. That is what it's all about. So hopefully what I show you, you can adapt to it. So who am I going to show this for? Well, first of all, I want to go basic, right? So let's say that you're in rehabilitation through an unforeseen injury. Let's say that you've possibly got hip issues, knee issues, joint issues, or you've had replacements, you've had operations, and this is your way to get rehabilitated. This is for those that have desk jobs, that are pretty active but have desk jobs. So they are sitting behind a computer screen for a long duration of the day. This is for the drivers, so the cab drivers, the Uber drivers, the bus drivers, the ones that sit for a predominantly long amount of time. Now I know driving is different from sitting, however, you're in that same position, and your joints, they're not really benefiting that much. Also authors, so those that write books, those that write script, those that spend a majority of their time really engaging their brain, but in a sedentary state. So that's what this is there for, to begin with. I'm calling it the one chair, one you workout, and do try this at home. So here's what I'm going to do. Just a series of movements, and then I'll summarize and recap. Hope you're still with me. Here we go. Chair, I'm going to put it side on. First thing that we're going to do is try and stand up. And I know that's like, what are you talking about? Of course I can stand up. Without touching your thighs, without touching the arms. Just stand up. Let's see if you can do that. So what do I mean by that? Stand first. Stand first. Then look forward and just sit. So these arms, don't put them back. I know you might want to. Don't put them back. Don't put them on there. Just have them out like that. Have them out like that. Not like that. Just like that. Yes, you don't feel stupid. Sit. When you get to that low point, you're a bit apprehensive in you. And then stand up. Don't stand up like that. You're there, right? Stand up. Go down again. Sit. Stand up. Do that 10 times. After you've done it 10 times, try this. 3-second descend. So on the eccentric 3-second phase, 1, 2, 3. On the concentric, on the way up, 1, 2, 3. At the top, don't stop. At the top, don't stop. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do that 10 times, and you got yourself a quadricep pump. You got yourself some hip flexion. So in these hips here, in these knees here, in these ankles there, everywhere that there is a joint, there is also a fluid. The fluid is called synovial fluid. That synovial fluid needs to warm up, and that protects all your joints because that's got special ingredients inside of it coming through your internal circulation and all of that blood flow that is going on. And that blood flow is enriched with vitamins and minerals and nutrients that, because you've been feeding your body, is putting it out there into that fluid. All right, so we've just done one movement. That is the squat. Okay, after the squat, what we do, let's go upper body. Right, so it's going to get a little bit more advanced. So put your hands on the seat. So let me show you this way, like that. See, I'm sitting down like that. Put your hands here. Put your feet out. Come out forward and then dip. See the elbows? They're forced to stay in. Now, because of my seat, you may not have that. You may have an open-ended seat. You may not have arms. However, try and keep your elbows in, close to your body. Now, you see my shirt, it's really tight on my shoulders because your shoulders are getting stretched, but they're not the muscle that's getting worked. The muscle that's getting worked is behind here. It's the tricep with a little bit of rear shoulder and your trapezius. Let me show you side on. Like that. There. So you see the way that I've come out? I'm not like that. Come out close, and then elbows in, dip, 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 and look how far my elbows go. They're in line with my shoulder, and look at my butt, it hasn't touched. Keeping that tension on. And that's the key, tension on the muscle. So you've got the eccentric phase, and then you've got the concentric phase. All of that level of motion has tension. Don't take the tension out. Let's try chest. Let's try press up. Press up. Now, bit different. You can do close, as in you can put your hands like that, but because your hands are like that, your elbows are going to be going like that. So that's still tricep. So if you've got no arms, then what you can do, you can go a bit wider, and then your elbows start flaring. You can see I've got arms. So instead of you having the difficulty now, I've got the difficulty because now I've got the arms, okay? So what I'm going to do is put my hands on the arms, and then from that, I'm going to lean forward, dip, and then from that my elbow is going to come out. You see my elbow is coming out? Go right down, go all the way up. Now, what I've got to look for here, when I go down, these elbows, they've got to be in line with my armpit. So I can't go out too far. I need to go in line, and everything is kind of in line, and that's the way that your muscle gets activated in the best way, and we don't put no excessive pressure on the joints, ligaments, tendons. I'm going to show you the feet where they've got to go. So I'm here, right? Look at my feet are flat. Get my body straight, tiptoe, and then from there, in line. Go there, and look at my wrist. It's in line with my armpit. Yeah? Now you don't want that, and you don't want that, and that's another challenge. On doing that movement with precision, nice leveled body, everything nice, confined, tight. Okay? So we've done squats. We've done now. What are the squats for? Quadriceps mainly, hamstrings, glute. Yes, a little bit of calf as well. Hip flexors, midsection as well. Right? Now, we've done squats, tricep dips, press ups on the chair. I'm going to go again for the lower body, bit more advanced. You can try this. However, it is a do try this at home, but be aware that because you are at home, you've got to be more cautious, okay? We're going to go into what's called the one-legged split Bulgarian squat or Bulgarian split lunge. All determine how you want to word it or term it. It's a squat essentially, however, it is termed as a lunge. Laces down, if you've got laces, that is. Top of the foot down. Now, top of the foot down. From there, come out a bit more wider, so you want to get a wide stance. See my wide stance there? So I'm kind of spread a little bit there. And from this position here, you want to get your glutes towards your ankle. So you don't want to be dipping down like that. That is kind of putting a lot of pressure on knee, ankle, and from your hips, you're engaging, your pelvic tilting. It's not something we want. What we want is straight back and then sit back. And that stretches the quadricep. Now, where this seems like it's not doing much work, it's doing all of the work because that is your balancing stabilizer, fixator. Whereas that quadricep, glute, hamstring, glute, that's pushing you back up. So go back down, stretch, stretch, hip flexor opened up, come up. Going down, coming up. Now I didn't mention the reps. So on the triceps, try and get around 15. On the chest press, try and get around 15. Nice and controlled, steady cadence, yeah? So cadence is speed regulation, yeah? So remember that 3 second down, 3 second up on the squats? You can do that everywhere. Also, as well as that, how many? About 10 each, right? Now, I'm going to show you one last movement because it's the challenge. It's a bit of a challenge, right? And do try this at home, but be aware that you are at home, okay? And if there is a heavier chair, don't do it. If it is a too heavier chair, we're going to work your shoulders, right? Now I'm lucky because I've got that. So now the arms are my advantage again. You're going to pick up the chair, right? So this is quite light for me. So we go up here, you're going to pick up the chair, yeah? From there, you're going to bring the chair up like that, and you're going to shoulder press, shoulder press, shoulder press. Now depending how heavy your chair is, you could have a stool, then bring it down like that, yeah? There are other variations of that, however, depending on what chair you've got, what you're accessible with, give that a go, right? But be very careful. Try with a stool if you don't have a chair, but this is essentially one chair, one you. Hopefully you find that of value, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. If If you like what you see, share it. If you don't like what you see, thank you. But please tell me why you don't like what you see, if you don't mind. Well, if you don't like what you see, then you'll just bugger off anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace and love.